Everybody, what's up? UltraMag64 here. And the weather's getting colder, so it's time for another channel update. This month's flavor is September. So man, August was a thing. It was full of games and full of new different things that have happened to me in my channel. So let's talk about them. For starters, Sundered finally released, and good gravy, I love that game. It's a wonderful, wonderful game to play. I did a video of it and went really in depth with it, and I really liked the way I did that video. That's kind of the way I want to do the Ready Set Play style, format of video going into the future. I want to be more well informed. I mean, granted, I try and be fairly well informed with games and whatnot. And the Ready Set Play kind of games, I mean, that's what I call them. I don't call them that anymore, but that's still the playlist I put them under. But basically, I wanted to turn that into a first impressions kind of series, but I also wanted to kind of not so much make it a review, but be more informed on how a game works and be able to kind of explain a game better. Most of the time, I just kind of jump into a game and I just play, get my feet wet kind of experience. Maybe the first, hour or so, however long it takes, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, stuff like that, and then render a kind of first impressions or opinions thus far of the game. But I kind of really liked the way I talked about Sundered, because I'd played the alpha and the beta and had a lot of experience with the game, and I kind of was able to give a more in-depth impression of the game, and in my opinion that's more helpful to people like wanting to know, should I pick this game up or not? Now granted, I'm not saying I want to do reviews and whatnot. I do want to do reviews, don't get me wrong. I want to try and do more of them, but that is a much more time-consuming type of video, because I have to do audio, and then I have to edit the video, and then I have to edit the audio, then I have to capture the gameplay that I need for the video, and then I have to edit the video, and it's a lot of time-consuming processes, and I'll get into why I might have a little bit of trouble with that going forward, but needless to say, I want to try and give more information to people and to help people figure out, if a game is up their alley or not by showing them the best parts of the game. And so I'm kind of thinking of maybe getting a Ready Set Play game, going forward, trying a Ready Set Play game, the next Ready Set Play game that we could do would be I play the game for an hour or two off camera, depending on the game. And granted, some games, you kind of don't want to do that, especially story-heavy games. But I was just thinking that way the game's gotten started, I have a good kind of grasp on the game, but I'm still able to be like, yeah, this is what it happens. Maybe what I'll do is I'll play the first 2 hours, since that way, because that's the limit on Steam's refund policy, is 2 hours and of playtime. And so that way I can get beyond that and be like, okay, here's what the game is like after the 2 hour mark, to kind of give people a better, more informed opinion, and also to show them what the game is like after the 2 hour mark, in case, they're like, man, this game looked cool or played cool at the start, but after the 2 hour mark, it really kind of turned into a game I didn't like, and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just a random thought I've been having lately, and I've kind of just wanted to try it out. But we'll see if you guys are okay with that or not. One thing to keep in mind before we really get into this video is I am currently moving. I'm going to get more in detail with this in a sec. Well, not in a sec, because we've got more stuff to cover, but I will be getting into this. But I'm using a different microphone currently, so if audio peaks and whatnot, or if it sounds a little bit different, that's why. I will be switching back to my old microphone, or my regular microphone, I guess, by the time you probably watch this. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, it's been a wacky, crazy month for me. So next up, another thing we did was we started our Time at Portia series. I did a Ready Set Play of it, and I really enjoyed the game, and you guys really seemed to like it. So I was like, sure, why not? We'll make it a series. And it's a really, really fun game. It's really cool. I like it. The world seems a little bit empty, kind of outside of the town and whatnot. It kind of almost has like an MMO type feel, but not an MMO. And it's got a very small map if you're thinking it'd be an MMO. But it's definitely interesting. It kind of, the world at least, from size and whatnot, and kind of density of like things that are in the world, kind of reminds me a little bit of Kingdoms of Amalur. Not so much like the fact that it's got things to do in it, but like, okay, let me try and explain better. Kingdoms of Amalur originally was going to be an MMO, and you can kind of see that in the way the world is kind of built and whatnot. There's a lot of walking across areas. Now, granted, there are enemies to fight there, but it's... If you compare Kingdoms of Amalur to like The Witcher or Fallout 4 or any other open world game that's more single player oriented, you can kind of see the difference in it. Now, Kingdoms of Amalur is one of my favorite games. I love that game. It is a wonderful, wonderful game. But it definitely was like, you could tell like it was originally an MMO. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Point is that Portia is a very interesting game. It's coming out in full later this year. I'm currently playing the alpha, but we had to put the pause button on that for my move, so as soon as I'm done setting everything back up, we're going to get back into it. And then, speaking of things we got back into, I've started playing Minecraft again. Now, granted, I've played Minecraft off camera a lot, mainly on the Switch, and I'm building a Fallout vault on my Switch world. And if you follow me on social media like Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, then you'll see me, you know, every now and then post a screenshot of like what I've done so far. I haven't been on it quite as much as I usually am because of my my recent move and whatnot, but I do love playing it on the Switch. I think that every game's just funner on the Switch because I can take it on the go and I can play it on my TV. It's just brilliant. I love the Switch. It's one of my favorite consoles of recent memory. And then we also played Hellblade. Now, Hellblade is super fun. It's stirred up a little bit of controversy considering its permadeath mechanic, which I'm not going to spoil here about the permadeath because there has been an update on that. But needless to say, a lot of people have kind of gotten a little bit like triggered or salty about it, and I'm more than happy with it. I love Hellblade. It's a really cool, really fun game. But we played like, let me see, I think about almost 2 hours of that game on camera, and we beat the first boss. I don't think it's a game I'll probably continue like with a series, because I really would love to experience that game by myself, because, I mean, it's a very good game. Very good game. If you're wanting a recommendation, highly recommend. But in terms of like a game that you have to, or a game to let's play, it's kind of a tricky question to ask, because the game itself has a lot of voices and a lot of quiet times where you have to be kind of quiet and not talk a lot. And sometimes that can kind of be kind of hard to do in a let's play, because you kind of want to experience the story, but to do that you kind of have to be like, cool, I have to listen to this. And that can just be kind of hard. Some people can pull it off better than others, but I don't know if I'm quite the right type of person to do that, because when I get into a story, I'm like, I want to listen to this story. I'm going to shut up. And I shut up for extended periods of time. But anyway, it's a very fun game. Very fun game. Combat is it's kind of a hybrid between a walking sim with like puzzle elements and a hack and slash, I suppose. Definitely different than Ninja Theory's previous works like DMC and a few others. I believe they also did Heavenly Sword, I think, as well. It's definitely different. I do really like it, though. I love the themes it touches on and the character of Sinoa, I believe is how you pronounce her name. Sinoa? I don't know how to pronounce Norse, but whatever. Point is, it's good. And then we also did more of the Cloud Catcher's Chronicles. Sorry, I'm stammering a lot today. But we did a lot of we did another episode of Cloudcatcher's Chronicles, which is a fun game. It's very chill. I love that I can sit down after a hard day's work, play that game, and just relax and just take in a game that's not too demanding. Dark Souls, this is not, but it's a very fun game to just sit and relax with. I definitely enjoy it. It's definitely a game like, it's one of my tea games that I play. Basically, I brew myself a nice relaxing cup of tea, and just sit back, play a game, maybe listen to a podcast while I play, just kind of relax and just sit for a bit, and that's always fun to do. It's definitely kind of in the vein of a open world game with a lot of side quests, but it's also got kind of the chillaxed vibes of Animal Crossing, where you just kind of walk around, search for stuff. There's no enemies to really speak of, but there's tons of stuff to collect, like cats and whatnot. It's a super fun game. I got to do another episode of it at some point, but you guys seem to enjoy it, so I'm going to keep going with it. And then we also reviewed Cat's Quest. Now, it's been a while since I've done a review, so I'm a little bit rusty on it, but I feel like a lot of people really enjoyed the review, and I want to keep doing reviews. I like giving my opinion on games and whatnot, and I enjoyed Cat's Quest. Cat's Quest was a very fun game. I'm excited for it to come to the Switch, because I might double dip on that, because it's such a good game. Granted, I beat it 100%, so there's not really much for me to go back to, but I just want to support the devs on getting more Cat's Quest. I want more of this game in my life, and I want them to make an expansion or make a sequel, something, because I love the stuff they've come up with. I believe it's Gentleman's Club or Gentleman Group that made it. Gentleman Bros, I believe, was the dev team. And they're on my list now. They're on my list of devs that I want to keep track of and see what they're doing next, because I love them. I also got to check up on Clever Plays. They did Hand of Fate, and I'm not sure if they've done anything recently, but I really love those guys. Those guys are really good. But regardless, Cat's Quest was fun. I enjoyed playing it. Clocked in about 12 or so hours into it before I moved, so I had a fun burst of fun with that. Alrighty, so let's tackle the elephant in the room before we get to game releases. I have moved. I originally was living with my dad, and that's kind of where I did most of my recordings and whatnot. However, my dad's moving away, and I have to move into my mom's house to be able to keep doing this thing that I do. I also got a new job, which I started a little bit at the tail end of this. Sorry, I'm recording this in August, so I'm kind of having to flip-flop. But I started that job in the tail end of August, and I've been enjoying it. However, it is a full-time job. I work 7 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon, so it's not like I'm gone the entire day, but it definitely, when I get home, I'm beat. And that kind of makes me concerned about video output. Now, if you've noticed, if you're watching this on the 1st, you'll notice that kind of content has kind of been sporadic, and that's kind of the fault of me being very tired after getting home from work, and also the fact that I don't have any of my equipment with me, so it's kind of hard to record anything. It's not impossible, mind you, but I have to kind of do it at night because I'm a night person, and usually when I get home, I'm like, I just can't. I need a nap, and then I can do stuff. I'm trying to break myself of that to try and get more content to you guys, and be able to produce more stuff. I plan to, once I finish this move. It's just everything is kind of piled up on me, and I kind of have just too much on my plate right now. But once I'm done with this move, I'm going to get right back into it. We're going to get a lot more content. I've got a few games I want to do. I'm thinking of making a couple of games I'm thinking of making a couple of series that I normally wouldn't do. But here's a hint. I'm thinking of maybe renaming, for a certain video, I'm thinking of renaming September to Shocktember. We'll see. But anyway, I'm very, very excited to get back to work on videos and stuff. I'm not sure how content's going to be. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get back into streaming. I need to figure everything out and get everything set up before then. But I've got plans, and we're going to get into that in a sec. But I'm definitely sorry for the lack of, or well, not the lack of, but the sporadicness of my content of recent. I'm very sorry about that. But as soon as I get everything done and situated and I get settled, we're getting right back into it. Sonic Mania is coming. I've got my Sonic Mania Collector's Edition unboxed. I have to edit that and then we're going to do a gameplay of it, because I love Sonic Mania. I've been playing it on my own in my free time, and it's just a blast ball to play. But anyway, with the new move, I did want to talk about something really quick. So I've got a kind of, since I have a full-time job now, granted, that means I have to sacrifice time for money, because I need more money, because, I mean, I just need more money in my life. I need more of it because I can't survive without more money, basically. I'm not trying to sound greedy, but I need more of that green stuff that makes the world go round, because I got like $30 in my bank account right now, and I'm kind of floundering. But anyway, once this job starts, the paychecks start rolling in, I've got really big plans on what I want to do with the money. Now, granted, first off, I want to get a car. I want to try and do that, because that'll be a nice thing to have. I've never been able to afford one because of my part-time job that I had, and so I want to try and get a car at some point. I want to try and save up for that. I also want to try and move out of my parents' house, because that'd be really nice to do, but I don't know if that'll be a thing I can do. Depends on my income situation. I make enough, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to take on that amount of bills and expenses and whatnot that come with getting a house. But we'll see. We'll see on that. That's kind of a long-term goal. The short-term for now is just kind of getting situated. But I did want to say that I plan to put some money into the channel. Now, one thing I want to do, once I get my room set up, I want to get a green screen. I've already got a green screen picked out. Elgato is actually making a green screen thing that you can pop up. It's like a little pop-up thing. It's really cool looking. I really want it, and I'm going to get it at some point in the future. But before I do that, I'm getting a new face camera, because Elgato also makes a camera link that basically takes an HDMI out camera and turns it into a USB camera, like a webcam. And so what I can do with that is allow myself to use a higher quality camera. I've already got a camera picked out. It is a very expensive camera, very expensive, but with the new job, I'm able to afford better and better things. So I'm planning on getting that at some point. I believe it comes out in October, so I need to get funds ready for that. But I've got plans. I've got all kinds of plans for this, because not only am I getting a new camera, I'm also getting a ring light for lighting and whatnot, and or maybe softboxes. I'm still on the fence about that. I know that you guys donated to get me better lighting, and I did get kind of that purple light. But unfortunately, Google kind of messed me over with the whole super chat thing that I didn't know about until it was too late. But regardless, I do want to reward you guys for, being so generous and donating to me. And so I do plan on getting better lighting and whatnot to help you guys, help with live streams and whatnot. But anyway, another thing I want to get is I've got an Xbox One X coming. It's coming in October or November. Is it October or November? I think it's November. It's coming in November, I think, and I'm getting it. I'm getting it. It's mine. It's coming. But I also need to get a new TV for that, because I really, really want to get a 4K TV. It's been on my list for a while of things I need to do, but to do that, I need more money. So we're going to be saving for that. I think I've budgeted out about $2,000 is what I'm going to need by the end of the year. So we'll see. I should have enough for it. It shouldn't be like a strap for cash type situation, but I just want to make you guys aware that I've got a lot of things I want to get, and I may not get them all at once. This is just kind of a roadmap that I want to kind of a wish list, more or less, kind of thing. Just like, here's my plan, here's what I want to do with it, here's all the things I need to do said plan, type thing. It's just to keep you guys informed, mostly. The green screen probably be the last thing I get, to be honest, because it's not that high on my list, because I've got a ton of plans. But with the new room I've got a little bit more room to mess with. Not a lot, mind you. I wish I could afford like a nice big studio to play in, and you know, then I could like pad the entire room and stuff like that. That'd be really nice to have, but unfortunately that can't be done. At least not currently where I'm at. But what I do want to do is I want to make my room at least look really cool and really nice. And to do that, I've made like a setup. And once I get moved in and situated, I plan on doing a room tour and kind of giving you guys a better idea of what I have planned. But that's coming in the future. Anyway, speaking of the future, let's go ahead and talk about the games that are coming out this month. Keep in mind that these are just games that I personally find interesting. They're not a complete list, and also dates may change and games may come out that just aren't listed here. If they're not listed here, let me know in the comments below. Alright, so kicking off our releases this month, we've got LEGO Worlds. Now, granted, LEGO Worlds has already come out. In fact, it came out, I believe, a couple years ago, or was it last year out of early access? I believe it was last year it came into early access, and then it recently was released on full for PC, Xbone, and PS4. But the important thing about this one is this one's the Switch version. And I'm really excited for LEGO Worlds. I like the idea of LEGO Worlds. I think I've said this multiple times, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm pretty sure someone's out there is probably like, I haven't heard him say this. I love games that foster creativity. I love games like Minecraft and pretty much anything that makes people, you know, get their creativity juices flowing and kind of just building stuff and just making things, even if they're giant penis statues. You know, do you, boo-boo. I don't care. But, like, I love that stuff. And that's why I'm really excited for LEGO Worlds on the Switch, because it's like, it's LEGO Worlds on the go. And everybody likes LEGO games. I mean, I guess that's kind of generalizing, but I'm going to say it anyway. You know why? Because I can. But I really am excited for LEGO Worlds. I'm probably going to try and pick it up. It's, I believe, $30, which is a steal for what you're getting for the game, because it's kind of like basically Minecraft meets LEGO, which was already kind of LEGO game, but more LEGO, you know? But it's really cool looking. You can build pretty much anything you want, and I believe there are like different planets you can explore. Granted, my grasp on the LEGO Worlds situation isn't that well because I again haven't played the game itself. But from my understanding, it's basically like you got different planets which are different themes, and you can travel to each planet and kind of gather other materials and build stuff and whatnot. It's really kind of cool. Although I don't think it's the No Man's Sky of LEGO games. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure that's not what it's trying to be. And then on September 12th, we have Bloody Zombies. And this is kind of an interesting game. It's a beat 'em up, but it has a really cool art style to it. Kind of almost a comic booky kind of art style. More of a, I guess, 2D illustration art style to it. But it's really cool because granted, it's zombies. Which, yeah, it's more zombies. I mean, who don't love zombies, right? But it kind of has this, like, punk rock, London, British style game, and I really love its like aesthetic and the theming it's got, and just the overall just kind of toys that it's playing with. I'm imagining it's going to be a fun little romp, not anything too serious. It's got co-op in it. It's got VR support, which I don't know why you would want to play a 2D game in VR, but I mean, I've never experienced VR, so maybe it'll be cool. You know, but we'll see. We'll see on that. I also plan on doing VR coverage at some point in my brief lifetime as a YouTuber. But anyway, I'm very excited for Bloody Zombies. It looks neat. It looks like a ball of fun. It brings back memories of Zombie U, if you played that on the Wii U, because I liked the mechanics of that, and I liked the theming of it being in Britain and whatnot. It was a really cool game. Really underrated. I believe they released it on everything, including Xbox One, PS4, and PC as Zombie with an I think. But yeah, you should totally pick that game up. It's a fun game. And then on September 12th, we have Wise 8, Larkymosa of Dana. You know how I mispronounce things? That's what I did right there. But this is another entry in the Wise series. Now, granted, my experience with the Wise games is not that extensive. I've played a few of them, but these games go back a long way, and I've not played all of them, not by a long shot. But this is the latest game. It was originally for the, I believe, Vita and PS4 in Japan, but it's coming to PC and PS4 out here. I don't think it's coming to Vita, but I might be wrong on that, at least in the West. But it's being published by NIS, which is an interesting thing because Xseed usually publishes these games. And I don't know how NIS is going to handle it. It looks like a fun enough game. I enjoy JRPGs, so I really, really want to check this out. It looks really interesting, and I want to give the Wise games a shot again. You know, I want something a little bit different. I'm not sure how different this one will be from your standard JRPG, but I'm hoping it's something a little bit fresh. You know, something just to kind of give me a little bit of a palate cleanse, I suppose. And then on September 12th, man, September 12th is just a busy day. We have Tooth and Tail. Now, this game I've been following for a while, and if you don't know what it is, I don't blame you. It's kind of like Redwall, except it's a tactics game. It's a real-time, I believe it's a real-time tactics game where you control a bunch of anthropomorphic animals as they conquest their way to different areas of the world. It looks really cool. I love the pixel art style of it. It's a beautiful dang game. Like, seriously, it looks amazing looking. But it's just a really cool game. I'm not good at tactics games. I'm gonna be honest. I am awful. I might possibly be the worst person to play tactics games. But I really like the theming of Tooth and Tail. I love the art of it, and I want to play it. If nothing else, just to be like, this, kids, is how you don't play a tactics game. Don't play it this way. Play it a better way. Oh, man, but it looks really cool, and I really, really want to play it. And then, on September 14th, we have The First Tree. Now, this is kind of a narrative walking sim type game with light puzzle elements, but it stars a fox. And you know me, if you watched my, oh darn it, what was that game called? Rise of Fall? Something like that? Seasons After Fall. I did it, I remembered. If you watch that Let's Play, then you'll know that I'm like, I love foxes. Anything with a fox in it is probably going to get my attention. At least for like a split second before I'm like, it's not for me, or, hey, this looks kind of neat. What really draws me into this game is the unique art style to it. It's kind of got that polygonal kind of art style to it, at least for the characters and whatnot. It apparently follows the story of a mother fox looking for her kids, along with... But it's also got like a second story playing with parents and whatnot, expecting a kid, I believe. Or maybe it's losing their own kid. I'm not sure which. I just know that they've got two stories in tandem going at the same time. Definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. I'm probably going to have... There's probably going to be tears. Let's be honest. There's probably going to be tears at the end of this. But I definitely like it, and I love the aesthetic of it, and I want to give it a shot. I'm hoping the story sticks the landing. But from what I've seen of it, it looks like a really, really, at least interesting game to play. On September 15th, we have Metroid Samus Returns for the 3DS. Now, I'm a big Samus fan. I love Metroidvanias. I enjoy them. They are one of my favorite genres to play. And my buddy loves Metroid. He is a Super Metroid fan. Literally, he loves Super Metroid. It's his favorite, I believe. Or is it Fusion that's his favorite? I can't remember which. I know he never played Zero Mission. I personally enjoyed Zero Mission a whole lot. But anyway, he's a super, super Metroid fan. And I don't believe he's played 2? Because this is a remake of 2 on the 3DS. And I don't believe he's played 2, if my memory's right. I might be wrong on that. I've played 2. I thought it was good, but was limited by the fact that it was on the original Game Boy, so it's all black and white, and so it's hard to kind of find your way around that particular game because, you know, it's black and white, and it's not exactly easy to tell where everything is, because you don't have, like, cool, this is like the lava area, awesome, you know, type situation. But I am excited to play it. I do think I need to dig out my 3DS again because I do like the system, even if the Switch has taken its place in my heart. And then on September 22nd, we have Pokken Tournament Deluxe. Now, Pokken Tournament came out last year for the Wii U, and it's a fighting game, and I enjoy Pokemon. I love Pokemon, and I like fighting games. I'm not good at fighting games, but I enjoy them. And I played the demo for Pokken Tournament Deluxe on the Switch, and I gotta say, like, as someone who was not that interested in the Pokken game, I'm really kind of looking forward to this thing because it plays really interestingly. It kind of mixes over the shoulder type fighting game with a side-scrolling fighting game, you know, a traditional 2D fighting game. And it's really kind of interesting. The controls seem fairly easy enough to learn. I'm not sure. I haven't run into. Granted, the demo only had like 3 or 4 characters to play with, so I didn't really get to, you know, mess with them. And unfortunately, it has, you know, the good old Nintendo 15 match thing. Not 15 plays, mind you. 15 matches. You can only play 15 matches to get an idea of this game. I mean, I guess after 15, you're like, yeah, I get the point. But at the same time, it's like, just let me play this. Just let me try your game, darn it. But at least they gave us a demo for it. You know, demos are kind of becoming a niche thing, which is sad. But I'm really, really excited about it. I want to at least give it a shot and see how it is. I don't know if I'll ever do a video about it for the channel because, you know, good old Nintendo. But I know you guys love Nintendo content, and so I'll at least consider it. But it's just one of those games that I'm like, yeah, I'll play that. I'm going to suck at it, but I'm going to play it. And then on the 22nd of September, we have The Coma Recut. Now, this is a Korean horror game, and I've got another Korean horror game in mind that you'll see soon enough. But it's a Korean horror game the art style is fabulous. I love this art style. It reminds me so much of Skullgirls for its 2D illustrations and hand-drawnness to it all. It looks amazing. Apparently this is a HD remake or a port. I think it's an HD remake though of Coma or The Coma, and it's apparently a Korean horror survival game. And this is one of the reasons why I was thinking of renaming September Shocktember, because we're going to play a lot of shocking games and a lot of scary things might happen. Don't know. Because I wanted to save some of these games for Friday Night Frights on October, but I was also like, but I want to play these now because they're so cool looking. And who knows, maybe I will save them for Friday Night Frights. It just depends on what happens in life. But I am nonetheless to say I am very excited for this game because as much as I enjoy, you know, a horror movie and whatnot, I don't play that many horror games. And so, like, the Korean side of horror is something I've never really experienced in game form. I love Japanese horror, though. I love the way they set up horror. I love the way they execute it. And I want to see how the Korean side does it as well. If I imagine they kind of do it in a similar style to Japanese horror. And if so, then I'm going to have a ball with it because, like, I just love Japanese horror games. Because they don't rely so much on jump scares as they do setting up, like, the proper, like, oh man, this is a thing, oh, this is bad, and it just escalates, and then boom! You know? Really, really, really interesting. I'm really excited for The Coma Recut, and I can't wait to see it. It kind of mixes a visual novel with kind of survival horror, so it's probably going to be a lot of reading. You're probably going to hear Magnus talking a lot in this. And then on September 26th, we have Hob. Now, Hob is an adventure game made by the guys who made Torchlight and Torchlight 2. And that, like just that sentence alone already has my interest peaked because I love Torchlight. I love the series. That is a fun series, a very good game series to play, and I really, really am excited for Hob. It visually looks amazing. I've been keeping up with this game, I think, since 2014, I think was when it was first announced as like a screenshot. But I've been keeping my eye on this thing, and I can't wait for it to come out. For some reason, it makes me think of Zelda. I'm not sure if that's how the gameplay is actually going to play out, but needless to say, if it does play like Zelda, yes, give me all of that, just all of it, into my body right now, please. So yeah, I'm very excited for Hob. I really want to play it, and hopefully we'll get the chance to do that when it launches. And then on September 26th, we have Danganronpa V3. Now, I am a huge die-hard Danganronpa fan. I absolutely adore those games. I fell in love with the first one on the PlayStation Vita. Now, granted, it was originally, I believe, a PSP title, but they ported it over to the Vita when they brought it over to the West, I believe. That or it was an enhanced edition. I can't remember which it was. I believe it was the latter, where it was the enhanced edition that they made for the Vita, but I could be wrong on that. But I love Danganronpa. I own every single title. I even have the collector's edition for the second title, which, granted, when I first started the second title, I was very disappointed because I was like, a lot of these characters seemed like the same type of character from the first game. But then the thing happens, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool! And then I played the spin-off title, Ultimate Despair Girls, which I really enjoyed. I liked that it was a breath of fresh air and kind of gave development for more characters and widened the roster a little bit and kind of had a very cool story to it. I really liked that. I really did enjoy that. Granted, it probably wasn't the best shooter looking back, but by the same token, it was on the Vita originally. It did come to PC, I believe, earlier this year. But I haven't messed with that one yet. But I love Danganronpa, and I cannot wait for V3. I know they've got a demo out for it. I might do a video on that. I know that NIS kind of gave parameters for streaming the game and Let's Playing the game. They said specifically you can only do, I believe it's either the first hour or the first case, up to the first court trial, which kind of sucks because I'd go all in on that game. I'd be like, yeah, we're doing an Animonday game on this. We're doing it. Just here you go. Go do it. Just do it. Do it now. So yeah, that's what I want to do with that. But I don't think NIS will let me. I might try and ask them just to be like, could I maybe please do this? Because I really might explode if you don't let me. And they don't want that. They don't want me to explode, because I mean, then they'll have to call the janitors and get me off their walls and floors and maybe faces of people that are in the room at the time I explode. Just saying, you don't want Magnus shrapnel all over your face. And then on September 29th, we have Cuphead. And good gravy, this game has gone through some stuff. Oh man, this game's been like forever since it was announced, and thus now it's releasing. It feels like it's been forever. Has it been like really 3 years? Something like that? But yeah, if you love traditional Disney and bullet hell and also a very hardcore platformer, you're gonna love Cuphead. It's got that traditional Disney art style to it of the 1930s and whatnot, and I am definitely excited to play it. It's got co-op, and I imagine me and one of my buddies are going to play it, and he's probably going to hate me. He's probably going to hate me because if you know, I suck at platformers, and a hardcore platformer that requires a lot of skill, and also co-op. Doesn't bode well. Doesn't bode well at all. It's going to be hilarious to watch. Alrighty, and that about does it for our channel update for the month. And good gravy, is this an hour long? This is almost an hour long video. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to cut this so much. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a fantastic day and look forward to the stuff that's coming out on my channel. I know recently things have been kind of cray-cray, but hopefully as the month goes on, things will get back to normal. But anyway, guys, I'm UltraMag64. Remember, that whenever you're doing a video, make sure you freaking don't sit and ramble for 47 minutes straight when you're meant to do like a 20-minute video. And happy gaming! I'll catch you guys on the flip side with more crazy content in the coming month and another channel update next month. Bye-bye!